Batty virus. It's the norovirus. No, noro. I call it Nora Batty, but
yeah.
Well, mine Rachel came back from India. She had sickness and diarrhea. She thought it was food poisoning on the plane because she was ill on the plane. But I haven't been too near her, so I don't know where I've caught this from. Anyway.
Oh, my lot are all down with colds and achy. So, yeah.
Never
I went
mind.
out yesterday and had lunch. So
That's nice.
That was nice. Where'd you go?
We only went. We went and bought a printer, Dave. He's actually taken the plunge and bought a printer. Then we went to the Premier Inn at Holes Bay because it was Ruby's birthday, and we went to visit Ruby. Chris knows Ruby. She's looking really well.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she had a good birthday. Her daughter came down to visit, and then we came
So
home.
how old was she on her birthday?
Oh, I've no idea. I didn't ask.
Oh,
No, never thought.
I'm just nosy.
No, I don't.
We've got to know these things, haven't we?
I'll ask.
Morning. Morning, Pauline.
Hi.
Okay.
Morning, Pauline.
Morning. Everybody all right?
Yeah, fine, thanks.
Good.
No,
Carol
Carol's
is.
not well.
Oh.
Yeah, Carol's iffy.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I've
what's the matter?
Lots of
been
fluid.
sick.
Oh.
I was up at 12, then 1, then 2, 3:45, and then I was sick again this morning. So I'm
Just
just,
like norovirus to me.
Yeah.
so
Make sure you drink lots of liquids, and if you feel a bit lethargic, make sure you put sugar in your tea or something.
yeah.
Keep the glucose up.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem when you're being sick like that is your body you loses fluid, so you need.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what happens to James that time when he was being sick or constantly being sick. The first thing they did when he went to hospital was put him on a drip. Well, that's just glucose, isn't it? And
Especially the diabetic, yeah.
we didn't know he was a diabetic till he went in there.
Oh gosh, you don't know what you're going to come out with, do you?
No.
Joyce has gone to hospital today.
Who has? Joyce?
Joyce, yeah.
Oh, she all right?
I don't ask.
Right.
If people tell me, I listen, but I don't like asking. Well, you might get more than you value, more than
Men don't tend to ask, do they? Not like us women. Jump in.
No, that's right.
What's the matter?
There's several reasons in my case. I got enough floss in my head. I'm not very good with those sort of things. I don't like. Even my mum doesn't tell me half of what goes on. I think there's been occasions when so and so's been in hospital and died. Well, why didn't you tell me? I would have. She said, well, I didn't like to worry you because I know what you're like. So I thought, well, fair enough.
Not to worry.
I don't. I wonder where Phil is. We're supposed to have Phil Edmonds today. Oh, hang on, plenty of time. He'll pop in at bang on 10:30.
Where's he coming from?
I don't know.
Oh. I'd like to know where they are.
Well, last week the lady was from Germany. Was it last week or week before?
Yeah.
Last week. She sent me an email apologising for, I don't know, being impertinent or whatever. I thought, you're fine, love. Don't worry, come back.
Yeah.
I think she was a bit impatient. I don't know, but I did say there was we didn't notice anything. So, but she left early or something.
She did early.
Well, a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We was wrapped up by then anyway. Just wonder if Phil's not got the link. Doesn't send me a. Well, I was speaking to him yesterday, so he is around. Well, he's got my email, so if he can't get through, he only got to email me and I'll send him the link, an invite. But I'm not gonna go mad. Today's subject's a bit of a hairy one anyway.
Yeah.
I started looking at it yet. Well, I've looked at it a bit before, and I talk about biting off more than you can chew. It does look a bit hairy, scary. Dear, oh dear.
It will be fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's a car crash waiting to happen. So as long as you're aware of it, you can put your crash helmet on. No, it'd be well. I think
We should be all right, Dave. Your skies are lovely.
well.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's something else.
Oh,
That was. Did you hear the ding ding?
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was James sent me a photo. It's the old, actually James is Dodger is the old band drummer in the band, and he lives up in Cumbria, and we still, what it is now, we find these funny pictures on Facebook and message them, you know. Like yesterday I sent one, it said, a woman shot her husband because he stepped on her freshly mopped floor. And the officer, yes, that's correct. And it took me 20 minutes to arrest her. Why? The floor was still wet.
Oh.
So you know, now we keep sending. If it goes bing like that, it means he sent me a picture.
Another one.
A picture of a granny with a guitar behind some Marshall amplifiers. Read what it says. Small. After 50 years as the church organist, Gladys made a genuine effort to adjust to the new worship format. No, I get it, because nowadays they're all like music, electric guitars and all that. But she stood there with an axe. He does a lot of the music-y type ones. Wow. Just have a wow. Are we going for an early lunch today or what?
Yeah, hope so.
Oh.
Oh,
Lots
is it
of
already, Dave? Hello.
What was it? Was that a wish?
No, no, no. I'm eating my bun now.
Oh.
Good man. Well, here is.
Oh.
Anne sent this yesterday saying it's reference it to Granny. No, it's not. It's not Anne's, is it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Softer in real life. It comes over really hard on the telephone. The pencil lines seem to jump out.
It's got the expression there.
Yeah, it's good.
It's artwork.
Off the edges and things.
Yeah, you can always tell a good image when I try to adjust it automatically on the thing. Nothing happens.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, that was our Carol.
Oh,
Before
The
she got
eyes are lovely.
I couldn't,
Yeah.
I couldn't get the hair done. I tried 3 times and I had to paint the hat, so I just left it in the end. Had a little bit just sticking out. Yeah.
bit Art Deco.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
She's got blue nails as well.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, match with the hat.
Um,
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's lovely.
And she still stretches her paper. Yes. minutes.
Why doesn't everybody stretch their paper then?
I don't think they do. I
Oh.
think we're on a team of two.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
Chrissy
good.
went mad. I forgot now. Didn't like one, so she threw a whole load of them at me.
Oh
Only two.
gosh.
Oh, well, that's a lot. Imagination. Yeah, that's captured
The
the
centre not able to continue. Both
the
are
moment.
very missed. Thank you for their work thus far.
The nose was so hard.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It was, wasn't it? It was really
Mm.
struggled with her nose.
Hang on, Phil's here. Phil's incognito. Hi, Phil.
Hi.
Hello, Phil. We can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear- hello.
Hello.
I can hear him anyway. That's good enough. Where are you, Phil?
I live just at Bedford.
Oh, not down the road.
Yeah, sorry for lateness. I'm having problems with Zoom at the moment.
Ah, don't worry. It's par for the course, isn't it?
Absolutely. It was working perfectly yesterday. Now it's decided not to.
I during the lockdown we started it, and all the astronomy societies that I'm in or a part of, they were doing it, and every week it's like, they're still doing it now. We're having a bit of trouble with the Zoom. Anyway, what we're doing, we're just going through what we've got up to last week, which was an old Joyce sent one of the group members sent this from Paint My Pit Photo, which is, we started using that a lot. Well, every week if possible. Depends on what they've got, but there's no copyright issues with that. When you start pinching photos off the Google and one thing or another, got to be a little bit cautious, especially if you want to promote, the images elsewhere. And we put them on our gallery and things, on the online gallery. So one day somebody's going to get Disney or Sony or something and get rid of it. I already get it with the music when I put a music on the end of these videos that we do, Zoom videos, put an outro mucking about, and a couple of times I've got emails saying copyright issue. I thought, oh god, I'm in trouble here. Anyway, that was I don't know if that was the first one I said. Oh look, there's another one.
Oh, that's good.
I said I was going to have a go with soft pastels.
Yeah, you were busy. I thought she's got a bit of free time this week.
Yeah, I just had the whole day and I just sat here doodling.
That's amazing.
Mm.
Really good.
It's never about the likeless with these things. It's more about just getting stuck in and having a go. Otherwise,
Well,
you might just do
I
the
put over
photo.
Sunday best in the second one.
Yeah.
Similar rings on.
The hair was the funny bit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because I deliberately left that space. I was a bit crafty on that. Woo! She's
She's good.
Closer. It was nice to get back to doing pastels.
yeah.
It's very good.
Are they both pastels then?
That was soft pastels, yeah. That was acrylic, first one.
Oh, yeah, right. I'll change it on the gallery.
I think you did it right.
That's pastels. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing what they can do, these pastels. It's pure colour.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
That was the one I did, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's really got such a good expression.
I think the nose issue is I get stuck with it all the time is I think as a kid you're watching cartoons and other people's and they make a point of drawing noses, but when you paint them it's really flat skin with some shadows on it. You've got to sort of remove yourself from that sort of, it's a structure and you've got to do stuff. That looks like Marilyn Alice. I bet she'll be chuffed if she's watching this video. It's got that same, she tilts her head like that. Anne's sketches are great fun.
Yeah.
Very, I don't know, you could illustrate books with that. Happy Valley.
The horror stories, I think.
Happy Valley.
Didn't watch it.
No, I'm saving it up for later. I think I'm heading
Too
that
gory
way.
for me.
Anybody got any thoughts on today's subject that might help me?
They just throw the paint. I think if you stand 6 feet away and just throw it.
I did sort of go.
Oh,
I did
God.
say on my notes, you know, splish splash,
Yeah.
splosh, and see what happens.
Yeah.
But
Don't like that post in the middle.
No.
I didn't do a sketch this week. I mean,
Leave that
Post
out.
has to be moved.
I just figured it's going to be one of those. Does look a bit like Brownsea Island, doesn't it?
It's very
Pearl
odd.
Harbour, thinking about
Very
it.
odd picture.
When I looked at it yesterday, I thought, crikey, playing with Photoshop, you could. It's almost like two different skies, one on top of the other.
Yeah.
That looks like a painting to me. Is it a
Mm.
proper photo? Or is it a
Does a
painting?
bit.
It looks
Well,
like
it came off on the reference part of Paint My Photo, and it did say you get the option like artwork or image and photo, and I chose reference a photo. I think it is a photo, but if it's come out of Photoshop, it could be done all sorts of things done to it. I just don't think the more I look at it, the more I think it doesn't feel. I mean, I know the sky has weird things, but it doesn't feel like.
it's like two skies, one on top
Yeah,
of the
that's what I
other.
say. The
Yeah.
blue
Need to come with you so you can park.
doesn't work for me. I don't know. But anyway, we'll have fun trying to implement it. Gosh, I don't know. Color-wise, I thought of up in the clouds a little bit of Naples yellow. We'll see. But we might have an early lunch if I have a total car crash.
That chance of that.
Oh, I love your faith.
I think we'll be fed up with it time we've finished. Oh.
Oh. There we go. I'm going to change my microphone and play silly buggers. Look out. I don't select the microphone. Here we go. Have some fun. Oh, I haven't got a board to paint on.
Might help.
Well,
David,
yes, Phil.
quick question.
Go.
Do we paint along with you or wait till you finish, or what? How does it work?
Up to you. Most people watch, have a coffee and enjoy the fun, and then you get to have a go at your leisure. There's no pressure on you then. But I would say in amongst the waffle that I go on about, and there are some nuggets. So when I used to go to art classes, art sort of demos and things, I always used to take notes. I never tried to follow what the guy was doing in that respect. It was little nuggets like Naples yellow and blue don't make green and things like that. I've never forgotten those things.
Right.
But
Okay.
if you, or the other week I was doing one, the other week, it was the other year now, I think. I was doing one with a guy, but we tried it on here as well. It was using pastels, and you scrape them and make them dusty, and then use them as watercolors using soft pads.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
While I was doing that, while he was doing, doing his demo and that, I was actually scratching a few and just making some color notes of my own, trying it out.
Yeah.
Occasionally we use it, or I do, especially on foliage and things like that. God knows what's coming at me. My palette hasn't changed for probably a year now. I've got loads of colours, but I keep sticking with these same ones. But today, that's a good start. Straight in the blue. Today's image is really a limited sort of palette, isn't it? It's only, I've got cobalt blue and ultramarine in this little well here next to me, green, which is always dodgy, burnt sienna, and I topped up the raw sienna. Doesn't look very raw sienna, that. I don't know, it looks a bit yucky. Anyway, I did do a color note one earlier, so if I get anywhere near that, I'll be quite chuffed. Well, I haven't even got clean water today. Totally forgot. There you are. So that's the dirty one, and that's slightly cleaner. I've got two containers, so do I care? Well, they all end up like that in the end anyway, so might as well just carry on, I think. As I say, I haven't sketched anything. I think I might just put a line at the bottom if I can find the right pen. I went to press it's one of those propeller, I pressed the wrong end.
Ow.
Speared myself. Yeah, you're right about that post. Needs to be in the golden zone, doesn't it? Over to one side or another. And I don't know what that is across. Is it some sort of pier or jetty?
Yeah, look.
I think I'll make a line anyway, just to say something. I'm using I don't know what these are. They come from Japan, don't they? It says on the top there, Kuru Toga pens. They're good pencils. You obviously changed the nibs, but I can't remember the last time I did that. Well, I'm just putting a line on there to give me confidence, I think. To suggest that there is something. It's around 2 posts. Oh, I don't know. Just put something there anyway. Might put a horizon line in as well. More often than not with the horizon, I'm lucky. I've got a T-square, so I'll just stick the T-square and head for 2/3 down. I think down my paper. Just put a faint line across. Not far off. The island will appear if I feel it needs it. Brown Sea Island, I'm sticking with that. Without the buildings on the front. So that's my sketch. You probably can't even see it. It's quite faint. I'm using rough paper here. But if all goes wrong, I can flip it over because I've got smooth paper on the other side. That sounds like fun. Mix some colours up. Colour wise, I'll make an attempt. The blue is cobalt blue, as I say, with some ultramarine. It's a sort of blend, really. I don't really need it strong. So I'm going to add some burnt sienna down here. If I can get it to work. Seems to have dried off. Put a load of blue in that. Burnt sienna and blue gives us that myriad of grey, dark clouds, perhaps. Just looking at that's the colour I'm looking for, something like that. That was a good. You didn't see. You wouldn't have seen that, but I've got two pots. One is that yucky grey, and one's slightly. I can actually see the bottom of the other one. So I went to go in the wrong one. I just at the last second swished over to the dirty one. It's always a good idea. I always tend to have two pots, one clean and one not so. Clean the brush off in the dirty one and then in the other one afterwards. Bit of raw sienna. See what I mean? That raw sienna doesn't look very, what's the word? Bright. It's a bit dull. So on my desk I've got a little hint of Naples yellow. Trouble is with Naples yellow, it's so strong. You hardly need it. I'm going to put it on the side of the palette, actually. Paper I'm in the margins. So let's have a think about this. Well, there's not too much thinking. More action is what we need. So I'm going to make this. It's a do I, don't I moment. I'm going to make the paper nice and wet. That was a cock up, wasn't it? I'll put the yellow over there, and I've just introduced it to the brush. I'll make it fairly damp. This is Two Rivers Meat watercolor paper, which is very absorbent. So I'm going to give it a good give it a couple of brushes. There you go. Where's that yellow? Over there. And a hint of, I'm going to use a bit of burnt sienna as well. So in two minds, I'm dithering because I'm thinking I need to establish, because that sky's got two bits to it. So I'm going to go and make a line first with the greyish colour. Let it drizzle down, doesn't matter. That was just burnt sienna and the blue mixture, cobalt blue. Just going to do its business. It was bad. At least I've established where it is now. Got plenty of water in the paper. You can see it running down, which is interesting. I like those effects though. Painting in reverse really. Normally we'd do the light behind the dark. Today I just thought I'd show it who's boss. got a flat brush. I did have. There it is. Just an ordinary flat brush, and I'm just going to lift a few bits off there. The paper will still be damp. The reason is I don't want the next bit to run too much into this. Right, set out my store. Right, let's get a bit of this Naples yellow off of the side there. As I say, I'm using it because the burnt sienna doesn't look very friendly. Doesn't look very bright. So I'm going to drop a few bits here. Drop in a few bits of the blue. That'll make it go. Has a similar effect to burnt sienna. You get that sort of browny, well, it is a sort of a grey effect. Just drop in the blue. Give that a go. It's going to be one of those paintings, isn't it, where you put paint on and then spend an inordinate amount of time lifting it off. It's my blue mix. Coming in from the diagonals, a bit more blue. Not too much. Some in here. Whether you can get that the dark edges on that sky, I'm not sure about that. I think I'll be hard pushed to squeeze that on them. If you whether I'm always used to say that these sort of skies tend to be a one hit sort of process, but more recently I do find myself coming back next day when everything's dried and coming back and going, you know, adding more colour, lifting bits out and one thing and another. I was trying to get a nice so definitely a good exercise for watercolors. I think Chrissy's got the advantage this week if using acrylics, because you'll be able to sort of layer the paint and move it about a little bit. It's just clean
I
water.
was thinking of doing this for the pastels as well. Oh well, might end up with two again.
Go for it. Yeah, I think that would be a great.
See how the time goes.
This is it, isn't it? I've still kept. I haven't really introduced any more colour in the palette. I've just left it where it was. But as you paint it, as I'm painting it, I'm starting to think more and more that this is it's quite two images, one on top of the other. It doesn't feel, I don't know, I'm going to mix up a bit more. It doesn't feel wholesome. You wait, say that, I'll go out the quay, like over the Mudderford Quay or near the coast later, and I'll see a sky and I'll go, blimey, there it is. That's the problem. Well, the magic of nature, isn't it? What about all those people in Turkey? Oh gosh,
Awful, isn't
don't watch the news, do you? If it's not people fighting
it?
in,
It's terrible.
I'm running out of people to pray for. I'm thinking, well, he ain't gonna help everyone. That's just not... Oh, dear.
Yeah.
I just mixed up a bit more of the shadow tone, so I'm just trying to introduce a few bits of it here and there. You might find a smaller brush on its edge helps as well. That's a bit too, I want more blue there, I think. More of a, but it says I'm just sticking with this blend of the 3 burnt sienna blue to try and get some sort of tones. But at some point you're going to have to say, I'm not following the picture, I'm doing my own thing, because you can't do it when you're outside. Years ago I used to go, talking to Mudderford Key again, I think I mentioned before, I used to have I wrote to the council to get a permission to paint al fresco on the quay, because I knew that somebody's going to come along, see me paint and say, oh, that's nice, how much for that, mate? Do you want to, you know, that sort of thing. The council and the shop owners on the quay will definitely not like it. They'll hear of it and they'll be straight on the phone. So I actually got a permission to paint on the quay and display my pictures on the floor next to it, sort of thing. So I've still got it. It's all with the crested note paper and everything for well, Christchurch Council as it is now. And but the reason I mention it is because when the night before I was going, or the day or so before, I would cut up bits of paper, you know, this sort of size, A4, something like that, you know, out of a pad, and have an afternoon and I'd paint skies. I'd just sit there and do a load of, invariably, skies with some sort of feeling in them, you know, some sort of action, a bit like this, but not quite as busy, because otherwise it would save time when you get there, because invariably when I went out, I didn't want to go out when it's a horrible day. It would be a blue sky. So if I got there and painted the sky that I could see, invariably it would just be a blue sky, or blue, which I've never really. You wanted some sort of drama in it, some sort of action. So that's my top tip. Turner used to do that, apparently. That's what made me do it. I must have been reading somewhere that J.W. Turner used to paint the skies before he went out painting. I thought, well, good enough for him, good enough for Dave. So off I went. All I'm doing now is I've got this dark mix of, it's a grey, isn't it? But it's a very blue grey, burnt sienna and the cobalt ultramarine blend. You might find cobalt blue on its own is fine. And just dither it in. I'm surprised I've not lifted any colours out yet. I'm just more concerned with trying to get some sort of detail. Well, some darkness. So I'm just dropping, because the paper is still inherently damp. I'm just dropping, and this brush has got a lovely, these mops, they've got lovely little pointy bit on the end. I know I'm always saying you pay 50 quid for a brush, don't just use the end, but in this case it's quite handy. Try and find some fluffy. And the other thing, of course, going outside painting clouds, it's a bit like waves. They don't last very long. They're straight out, aren't they? Concentrate. The hard bit, and I'm not sure, 100% sure how you'd achieve it in one hit like this, is try and get some sort of edge to the cloud underneath that line of fractious weather. I think I should start painting some sci-fi pictures. You could use these sort of clouds as a way of doing that. You think, crikey, here we are on Venus. I'm not talking astronomy, well, I'm not very happy at astronomy at the moment. I paid a lot of money for well, to me a lot of money, 300 quid for a gizmo to make my telescope focus automatically, and it's not working. Well, it works for a little while and then praise out. So it's 2 clear skies nights that I've wasted, really, in my mind. Never mind, but the moon's up. The light bulb in the sky, as I call it. Flipping thing. But as you can tell, or you can intimate, you could spend, while the paper's damp, you could spend considerable time dropping in colour, little dark shadowy bits, and if it does start dry, you can just lift it off later with it's amazing sky, isn't it? The more I look at it, the more I think, crikey, be nice to make to get it to look or have a feel somewhat like the original or the photo. But there will be, because it's so damp, there will be a few spots to lift off. Don't know why I did that. That was a Victor Meldrew moment. Why did I do that?
Sometimes when you look at the sky, you just can't believe that it's real. It just looks so.
Well, I'm thinking that about this. I think I'm on that page right now. See if I can get that really loose, really light feel to it. But a lot of wash your mouth out. A lot of it will depend on the paper as well, how friendly it is towards you. This is that rough. Now, well, it's not rough, it's supposed to be not finished, but it's like more of a rough finish. So what I'm saying is, with the painting, with the feel and work of the painting be the same if it was on the other side, which is a matte finish, a flat paper. I'm not so sure. it'll be a different set of brush techniques. Well, it'll flow differently for a start, so you'll have to, well, there's a heads up on that, just be careful. I've just got this brush, which is just damp water. In America they say water. In Somerset they say water. Oh, dear. So I never get right. I'm just using this brush, flat one, just to lift off a few bits, particularly this bit here, where it's just a flat, small, evergreen flat brush. I just thought I'd try and make a little line where that cloud meets. Gosh, can't believe how much anxiety I felt about this guy. When I looked at it again yesterday, I thought, oh my God, this is going to be a real.
We've got problems. We've all got to
Dave?
do it.
Dave,
I can hear you, Phil.
can you hear me, Dave?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, mate.
No, you
will
carry on. That's what I said.
Will there be a video of this available later?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I'm going to have to drop out. We've had some unexpected visitors. It's a long story.
That's okay. Yeah, I'll send it. What am I shouting? I'll send it. It's the same as when you're on a phone, isn't it? You feel like you have to shout. Yeah, I'll finish it later today. It'll be up this time tomorrow morning for sure.
Perfect.
Time
Lovely.
I edit it, muck it back.
Yeah.
But you've seen the this bit is the nasty anyway. We're nearly there now.
Okay.
This is all going to dry perfect.
Right, sorry to dash off. Nice to meet you all. I'll see you again next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Look at, I quite like this. Come on, give me some confidence.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
I
I
think
don't
I'm
know how
on.
you expect us to do it, but
Well, no,
Yeah.
if you, I've just adding some blue. There's not much going on really. In color wise, all I've done is lightly teased some blues in, and I'm still doing it now. I lifted that. It's only two colours: burnt sienna and cobalt blue. So you can't go wrong. You only got two bits of colour to play with. So say it's a challenge to controlling learning to control the water. I think I could put some back on that now. Just a couple of little strokes. I was feeling really confident this weekend after finishing the commission of my son gave me. Because I didn't quite, I don't know, sometimes you think your heart's not, it's not you, it's something about the subject or the feeling of it. You're under some sort of hidden pressure or whatever, and that was one of them.
What did you paint?
It was a picture of his boss's Norfolk estate,
Oh, right.
back garden sort of thing, and I finished it off. I sent a copy to Chris, and I just somebody had to say it was all right before. But I must admit, it's when I finished it, I thought, you've nailed it. That's it. You've nailed that. Luckily, when I sent a copy to Dave, he just said, wow, that's amazing. So that's good. The only that is good, and it's lovely when that works out. But equally, it has another side to it in that, so I said, I had to put the thing away. I've wrapped it all up.
Oh.
I've
Taking a
covered
picture
it up, wrapped it up in cardboard sort of thing, so I can't see it, because you'll end up looking at it and seeing that, oh, I don't like that bit, or I don't want to. The initial reaction is fine. Well, I liked it, and that's
You're taking a picture of it, a photo.
Yeah.
Oh, you can show us.
I will. I'll show you later. Well, this sky is what it is, and I'm just using. I'm pretty confident that some of this is going to dry back softer. Not that it matters that much, but it's a personal thing now. You just got to look at it and say, I want that to, I'll lift a bit off here, I'll put a bit down here. I can't really, you can look at what I've done and improve on it or tweak it your way, but the way you look at it will be different to mine. But as the paper, it's what I said earlier, as it dries back, it will be harder and fiddlier to lift areas out, and that'll be the time when you're up, or your time is up. You've got what it is like there. It's all dried back now. I'm trying to lift, or if I rub my brush on it, hardly any comes off. Yeah, whatever. Now this, done it again. Look, these palettes are really great until you put your finger through the hole like you're supposed to, straight onto a dollop of. I'll just pick it up and hold it.
I just did something like that. I treated myself to a little Stay Wet palette.
Oh yeah.
I hadn't opened it since last week, since I did the pictures, and I opened it just now and put my finger in it to see if it's still wet, and it was. So I had a bright Naples yellow finger, which I've been trying to scrub. It looks like nicotine. But yeah, I was pleased with that. It's only a little one in Hobbycraft. It was a whole set. You know, you've got the water basin and the brushes and everything as well.
I've just put my brush in this yellow. This is an Indian yellow, Indian gold or something. It's the only one I've got floating around. So, but I'm just gonna I just decided that I need to make things. There needs to be a glow here somewhere. So the island, I'm just going to use that as an undercolor. Oops. And then drop in some of the blue on top of it, or the blue. Mix a pool of that up with some of the burnt sienna. This is one of the burnt sienna and blue. I want to maintain that colour, and I'm just going to drop it on the island on top of the yellow. I've decided that it's a headland, island, it could be anything. I just wanted it to be a bit brighter. Might change that. Make it on. Deliberately adding the darker bit to the top. Make a bit more grey colour. And leaving the yellowy sandy bit at the bottom so that when you look at it, it looks like there's a bit of beach there or something. But this paper is still damp. Look, you can see it all spreading around. The island's getting bigger by the second. So, I thought that was all dry there. Wow. Brush. Flat brush. Yep, got it. Make sure it's fairly clean. Just any water, just get rid of it. Rough it along there. Lift it off. That'll be fine. Yeah. That's a shame. I was hoping for a better result than that. Something always goes a bit wonky, doesn't it? Didn't want the island to be that tall. So there's a top tip. Wait for the top to dry a bit. Never mind. That colour, Indian yellow, it is lethal. It is so strong. A bit more of this burnt sienna and grey. There you go. If I can drop a bit of that on the top. What I was saying was, I wanted, because it wants to reflect the cloud area, just wanted a line of dark colour. Bit of rigor work later on, I think. Leave a hint of that at the bottom. And splish splash splosh. Oh, I've done it again. Beyond a joke. I think what it was, there was only so much left in the tube, so rather than muck about, I just sort of emptied the tube straight onto the into that well of paint. Right, clean brush, clean water. Oh yeah, that didn't work, did it? I've said that before about these mops. You think they're clean, the water's clean, and it's not. Well, I needed a reflection there anyway. I'm just wanted to make it a bit damp. Or I put some doodah. Bit more of that blue. See what happens. Don't worry about the post, we'll go straight over the post. Find a nice. It's not too bad. But definitely a dramatic picture, this. Seeing as it's been attacking me, I'm going to nick a bit of that turquoise cobalt and put a bit of it into the water. Just a greeny blue, effectively. Maybe that's why it was doing it. Saying I want to be in the picture. Try and find a straight line for that pier. That's fine. Bit more. So we're on for an early lunch. I think water. That's fine. Yeah. I'm frightened now where to put this palette down before it seems to want to bite me. There you go. Just hold on to it for a sec. So I want to lift off some of the paint when we post. Just a bit of tissue. There you go. Lift that off. Lovely. I think I've got a smallish brush here. So I've used a flat brush and a small pointy one. Just want to check it's not. Just drop a bit under there where that island thing is. Definitely a reflections floating around. Just that dark burnt sienna and blue. See what that'll do. It should float down quite nicely. There's also a line that's a bit there. So I'm just going to try and find a few ripples floating around. Put a few lines across. But being wet, they'll blend in quite nicely. I'm conscious of putting something along the horizon there, but I'm going to wait for things to dry down or ease off. Just there's a shadowy bit in the cloud up there, so I'm just going to drop some of that in there and lift it off, and with a brush in a minute, an area there. We're back to the whitish paper. What? Early lunch, early lunch, early lunch. Yeah. I say a lot, quite a lot. Oops. I sat down, I stood up. It's quite a lot will depend on the paper that you use. I'm just can't really reiterate that enough, really. Just using the flat brush to tease out a bit of highlight here. It's a bit on the top of the island. Yes, yes, yes. Maybe a bit here as well. Oh, it's postman.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a lot. There's a thing on from Dorset County Council this morning about dogs, saying about the Alabama foot rots out and about.
Yes, I saw that.
So
Yeah, it's all over Dorset, isn't it?
yeah, well, it's more cases than a while.
Mm.
I don't know what the symptoms are. Just lesions under the, almost like it was under your arms, isn't it?
Mm.
So something to look out for. Well, keep an eye on them. I'm sure
Yeah.
if Frodo came back with anything like that on him, James would be on it like a. There's a case of these brushes don't wash the paint out. All I wanted to do was dry that off a little bit. Clean the tissue now. Yeah, that'd be fine. I'll do the post first, I think. Where's that simple brush? While it's decided to be wet, got a little bit of that raw sienna. Hopefully I can tone that horrible yellow down. Burnt sienna did it. Just dab that on. Usual routine. Put a bit of paint on. Clean your brush in water. And then soften it down. Just let the water do some of the work. It's a shame it's a bit blue there. But going back to the colour that we mixed up right from day one, which was the blue and burnt sienna, to give us that really strong dark bluey grey colour, we can drop some of that in here. On top of it, so the theme is pretty much the same all the way through. So I haven't got a rigger, so maybe should have put some on there. Yep, that's fine. Happy with that. Happy? Happy? Don't mention happy. I spent yesterday trying to avoid Happy Valley on the TV. I thought, oh, I've been watching this program evolve all week, and everybody's sort of, oh, this is, you know, it's all over the media. And I thought, well, I ain't going to watch it. I'm going to save it all up and watch it on iPlayer when it's all done and dusted. And now they keep blooming rattling on about it. This, I've kept this straight line here. And the idea is to use the flesh, actually sand, dune is the, everyone's got that in their palette. It's one of the loveliest colours you could ever want. And I'm just using it. Actually, I'm painting like I'm painting the ceiling. Quite like that white line. Be shame to lose it down there. Clean water. Well, water. I don't think can't make up my mind about this other post. I don't think I need it. Well, I'll put it in just for the sake of the if I do, I'm going to go down a bit. I'm going to block it in. Just to say that it's there. Still got this dark colour that I've been using right throughout, clouds, everything. Drop that in. God, this paper is so rough. You must be able to hear the noise. Definitely strange stuff. Bit of digital art. Decide what the angles are. Doink, doink, doink. Now that one's, I want it to start going there, don't I? Whoops. Because there's some sort of footwells, some lines, aren't there, that I want to. That one's a short one. Lovely jubbly. Now mix up some real dark. Dear, dear, dear. Burnt sienna, burnt umber, and blue. So I get a nice. I don't know what's coming out of these tubes. The burnt sienna looks awfully like the burnt umber. How strange is that? Right, I want to. It's soaking wet, so that's moved. It's the now it is. Need to get a greenish brush here. Ah, it's a shame that I was doing really well. And the where the paper is so damp, it's all bleeding in. Not to worry, we'll lift it off. All right. We'll tighten that up later. Ordinarily, I'd leave that to dry and then come back, but because I'm fearless, now then we need some more of that dark burnt umber and blue that I mixed up. Try and put some sense and rhythm into this. Using the rigger on its edge. I've stopped looking at the reference photo quite some time ago, as you might have surmised. Has a contemporary feel to this, Chrissy. You know, like the sort of things you see in the, let's say, in a sort of gallery, painted with, you know, sort of a heavy body acrylics.
It's more of an acrylic painting, isn't it?
Well, that's part of my challenge.
Yeah, yeah. Strong colours.
We'll just do it more in a different way. Bit clean water, drop that down a bit. Still, I repeat it every week, but it's the old thing. You put a line of colour on, clean water on your brush, and underneath that line of colour, just put a line of water. And away you go. I think I might, believe it or not, use a bit of blue on that horrible Indian yellow and make a sort of green to drop in down here and up on this path. Got an issue with this post now I need to resolve, which is going to be interesting. So I need to find That's amazing, that. I put a brush down, and that's I haven't seen it since. Oh well. What we're going to do, burnt sienna. I'm going to dissipate this post. Sort it out. We want a straight line. Clean water. Very strong, that burnt sienna. Add some of this dark at the bottom. I want it. I'm just going to let it go off the page.
Looks as if he's got thin arms to me. With those, no, that cheese they do. That's thin cheese, and it's
Yeah.
these little arms.
Now I can get a bit more of that. Oh, there's a brush there. The paint had been on there and dried. Funny that. You put it on the paper and it's like painting with a stick. Big time. Next stage. Drop it on. Bit of burnt umber and blue. Get some darks in. Just going to use the fan brush to just jiggle a few speckledy rocky type things on here. Still damp, so I'm letting the paper do the work. Bit of colour, clean water, whoosh, straight down. Bit of colour, bit of water, whoosh, straight down. You get away with a bit more of a bluey feel to that. I think I'll lift a bit of that off. So I was thinking post. I've got just put the brush on its edge. And if your paper's rough or got an edge on it like mine, you can utilise it. If it's smooth, not quite so easy. A little bit of raw sienna. Haven't really got any. Oh, there it is. Raw sienna. Just. I can't see the my pencil line that I put in earlier. So still using my hand. We don't know what they are out there. Don't want to make it too dark, otherwise it'll come towards the foreground, which we don't want. Blue Arbor. Take the edge off of that. Hard subject this today. So you
Definitely.
don't have, well, it's not hard, it's fiddly, I think. So, well, maybe I was right first time. Interesting.
Just that sort of split sky, isn't it? It looks so weird.
Mm.
It's yeah. The more you look at that flipping sky, the worse it becomes in your mind's eye. Just want to lift some of this paint off. I think my post is looking a bit anemic.
Couldn't see it from where I was.
Okay. And happy Basil, yes dear. And yeah, I made use of that Indian yellow, which is so nasty. I add in some blue to it, turned it into a sort of sea greeny colour that we get on the foreshore. Makes it look like a, some blue on it. Captain Blue. So when you do yours, you can sort of pause between adding different colour, and you might find you'll get a nice. You won't get the blend, the horrible bendy bits that I've got, where it's spread out into the damp. Oh, it's not too bad then. I've got to live with that. The island's got it up here as well. There are trees on top of the island. Oh. Well, it's really about an exercise on that sky, wasn't it? Hello. Just remember, if you put colour on one area, chances are it'll have an effect on the other area. Balance it out. Just going to use my still must be just the way I am, but I still keep looking at it thinking it's too dull. Needs colours in it to brighten it up. You know, I don't know I don't think brightening up's the right term. It's more it needs some interest. It's just a bit of raw sienna. I'm just putting at the front. Leave some of those white bits. Just tease that bit off. Yeah. You think this is hard? Do you wait till you see next week's?
Oh dear.
Next week.
Trying to think.
What is it then next week?
A gorilla.
Oh gosh.
How about that?
Yeah.
We've never done a gorilla. I thought Carol, she loves doing animals.
Yeah.
Anywhere anywhere, anytime. Just put a few flecks on there. I can't actually see the original anyway, the reference image, so I'm just following what I feel it needs. I did consider, I think if I was doing it again, putting the bloke with the bike pushing the bike on the front. That'd be nice. Well, don't all say yes at once.
I leave that to you. When he vows like that.
Or a lady in a white chiffon dress and a bloke with a top hat
Oh.
stood about there looking out to sea.
Oh God.
Gonna have a butler with it as well.
Or a waiter with a
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
with
a butler, wasn't it?
a platter with 2 drinks on it.
Yeah, it was a
oh
butler.
God.
Nowhere to go. I'm quite pleased about this. Actually.
Can you
Yeah. I'm going to live with it.
pull faces? That's not very
Faces.
soon, eh?
Sorted.
I haven't seen it the whole time. Oh, for goodness sake.
When in doubt, stand back, have a think.
Doesn't look at all like a picture, does it?
Looks better than the picture.
Yeah. He has
Could be yours for a small fee, madam.
Mm.
How much?
Mm.
It'll dry back. Quite different. Well, a few bits will. It'll tease back. But like it's, oops, fell off the end of the thing. I don't know.
Oh,
It is what it is.
yeah,
It's better than I thought it would be.
good. Yeah.
It's certainly a challenge.
I think, yeah. And bear in mind, I'm probably painting on the back of the picture, paper. It's not the front. It's a piece of paper that I've turned over. I think there'll be a few bits to darken at the front later as it dries back. Yeah, I quite like it. It's sort of growing on me, this. But you always spatter a few bits along the front there. Might be nice.
That looks very effective.
Mm.
Well, it's not about comfort zone and simplicity. It's about finding something that's going to challenge you. The beauty of it is, of course, when you do come to something more in the comfort zone, it becomes relatively, well, you don't notice it, but it does, it works easier. Not so. Only problem is with these strong colours, with watercolours, I'm almost tempted to put a little sailing boat in here with red sail. What do you reckon? It's fairly damp there. Or a white sail? No, it's got to be red. What colour? Red and a little bit of yellow. Warm it up. Sort of an off orangey red colour. Enter it. It's not very red. Hang on. I want red. And then perhaps a little bit of the burnt sienna. Got a really nice strong red. It worked quite well. You dares, Rodney. Oh dear, it's Pool Harbour. All these boats out there.
Yeah.
Well, adds a little bit of interest when it dries solid. If I can find it. Oh, I've got a little bit of yeah. You can always sneak a bit of white on it just to mosey it down, muse it down, tone it down. That'll do. If you do use the white, any white, usually the best way is just to take the lid off and stick the brush in. You'll get a much, well, watercolours, you need it solid. Just wondering whether to put a couple of flecks of on the foreshore over here. Push it back a bit. You don't know what it is, but there's always something in it. Like little catches of light. If this was bone dry, I'd just use a scalpel or a sharp knife just to that was a bit more of a story then, didn't it? Is it a boat over there, or was it a part of us building? I don't know. We'll never know. Stop your tinkering now. There you go. Tells a bit more of a story. There's those little bits at the end that help. There we go. Now it's a picture.
Yeah. Very nice.
I haven't looked at the reference image at all, really. Just to at the start mucking about those skies, but but I decided earlier that I wasn't going to try and replicate it. I was just going to have a go at doing something, utilizing it. Yeah. As I say, it's not a bright picture. You're never going to get it. It's never going to be a summer's day, is it? Well, I like it. Ah. Thinking. Everybody ready to have a go?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything more to do to this offhand. Apart from that, wait for it to dry a bit. I don't know. I think when it's bone dry, I might lift a few areas on the sky, just lift them out with a brush, clean water, just to soften them down a bit. It is what it is. There's no getting away from the fact.
Right, I'm going to have to make a move. I've got a very busy afternoon. Visiting birthday friends. Well,
It actually, the picture,
yesterday. Sorry?
just say it looks harder on the screen than it is in real life. It's slightly softer in the
Yeah, it often looks so different, doesn't it, when you put it on the screen and not
a little bit, yeah.
see it in real life.
Very nice.
Good luck, everybody. Thanks very much, Dave.
Nice
Okay,
day, Chris.
bye. Bye.
Yeah, bye, Chris.
Chris.
Bye.
Bye.
Early lunch. Everyone's
Yeah.
pottering on.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't mind. It means
go
I'll go and watch
And watch
Loose Women. No, I don't watch Loose
Loose
Women.
Women.
No, I'm a Steph's packed lunch sort of guy, you know.
Oh, right.
Boat in it. He's put a boat in it.
Hello, Gordon. Goodbye, Gordon.
Hello. Hello.
I'm
It's
literally just
starting,
going.
yeah.
Started.
Hi,
Right.
Chris.
Yeah.
Bye,
Um,
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 I'm quite pleased with that picture.
Yeah, it looks really good, doesn't it?
Oh,
I think it's one of those pictures that grows on you. Oh, I was going to show you the. Hang on a minute. I forgot the one I did for David.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be under Chrissy. Should be able to share that screen. Hang on. Share screen.
Turn it back so I can see.
There you go.
Oh, don't want me.
Mm.
Can you see that?
good, isn't it? Yeah.
Gosh. Big garden.
Yeah.
Does it go up either side, does it?
That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I don't know. Can't remember. I don't. It's just I'm not thinking about it anymore.
No. Well, as long as they like it, that's the
Yeah.
main, isn't it?
I think it's a gift or something. I don't know. I think it's one of those things that you put up. You don't tell anyone. You put it on a wall in the house and forget about it, and see what reaction happens. And must admit, I thought, wow. I've looked at it. It's quite big. It's 20 by 24 as well.
Wow.
Oh,
Twice
God.
the size I normally do.
Yeah.
So,
Gosh,
I
how long did
don't-
it take you to do that?
huh?
How long did it take you to paint that?
Oh, all Friday morning.
That quick?
I thought you were going to say days.
Yeah, I did.
Now, I did the house, the building a few weeks ago. Well, it might have been before Christmas. And I've just been sort of umming and ahhing and putting it off and doing other things. Well, then James got his illness and one thing and another, and everything life gets in the way sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
Oh, excuse me.
but he was coming down this weekend just gone, wasn't he, for little Archie's birthday. So I thought that was the plan. I arranged, in my mind I thought I'd do it for them, but then nobody turned up, or we didn't go, and he's too busy organising it. But he's coming back this weekend, so
It's next week's picture.
Oh, gorilla.
Gorilla.
that'll do. Mel said it's nice, so that's good enough for me.
Yeah, it's good.
She said, how much are you charging him for that? Okay.
Oh, that's the hard part, isn't it? I wouldn't like doing that.
Especially with family.
Yeah.
Gosh. Oh, just have it.
Family, can you?
Yeah. Well, problem is if you do that, then next time
Yeah.
it becomes really
Mm.
a bit awkward then. At the end of the day, you have to use some paint materials and
Well, yeah,
board
it covers the material. It's not too bad, is
and
it?
all that sort of stuff. And any money I get, I'll just buy new paints with it or new art stuff.
Oh. Mm.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Very
It's-
nice.
It's one of those things, you know. I thought, oh, well done, you've nailed it. Lock it away and forget about it.
That's that. We're gonna- Right.
So everybody's in an eager, anticipatory mode, thinking, what has he done? Well, I keep saying, go on the Paint My Photo website and pick a picture. There's thousands of them on there.
Mm. Yeah, but if we pick our own, we'd probably pick something a bit simpler.
Yeah, definitely.
If
Well, none of them are
there's
like
anything, no, none of them are simple, are they?
Yeah.
But yeah, don't go there. We've had that before. Where was it, that misty forest thing the other week, and it's like, oh, this is too easy. Then you start trying to paint it. You think,
No,
oh,
it's
hang on.
not. No,
How do you do that? How do you get that effect? You know.
it's,
But next week we're back to portraits.
yeah.
I'll bet it's not a normal portrait, but yeah.
Be interested in trying to get the colours.
Yeah.
Well, we can always pretend it's an orangutan.
Yeah. Orangutan, can't we?
Yeah.
Just
Orangutan,
orange.
yeah, an orangutan.
Yeah.
Orangutan, you posh people, I don't know.
Oh well,
Yeah,
be
I'll have a
fun.
go at that. I think I should concentrate on this week first.
Yeah, we won't worry about next week.
That's going to be it's a challenge, this one.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like that.
Good. Oh, good.
Well, the thing about it is the sky, it is two clouds, one sky on top of the other. There's no doubt about that.
You just make it look so easy.
The thing about it is to focus that it comes in from the diagonals as well.
Dave, have you figured out how he created that picture? You're just saying about there's one sky on top of another.
Yeah, I reckon it's
It's
a
three.
photo.
It's three.
Huh?
It's three photographs. you've got the top cloud, the white cloud there, has got a different sort of, should we call it, focal distance on the lens compared to the other clouds, and the black strip across the middle appears to be a fudge. And the guy's an expert on Photoshop.
Oh.
He worked for Photoshop, compiling or something.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, sorry, you've already said it. Okay, yeah.
That's what we were saying. It looks like two skies, one above the other,
Mm.
It is, and he's fudged
blended
it,
in Photoshop.
and he's fudged it with the grey stuff, grey black, heavy storm in the middle. That's a fudge to join the two together. Yeah.
Yeah, because the blue at the top of the top one doesn't match the blue at the bottom.
No, that's another. There's a few different things. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Mm.
it captured my imagination.
Do you think so?
It's made our life harder.
Yeah.
Well, it gives us good practice doing
Yeah.
these clouds, doesn't it?
Well, that's why I keep saying, you know, that if you're using watercolor, you can't practice or, you know, try out enough the
Mm.
getting used or working with the wetness of the paper, with the wetness of the paint, with the
Oh.
dryness or wetness of the, you know, of the brush, and working out how to do it, how to get the best out of that thing. And like I said right from the start, in this particular one, the paper is going to make a difference as well.
I just find that really hard, the wet
I
on.
think the thing about this
Yeah.
one is to break it down.
Yeah, do a little bit at a time.
I did start off right at the beginning by, in a way, going against the grain by putting that grey band in the middle, so that automatically separates the two.
Yeah.
At that point, you could actually make the paper wet, do that grey band, and let that dry, and then come back to it, because then
Yeah.
you could then create a sky on the top half of the band, blah blah blah, sort that out, and then don't clean your palette, keep the colors that are in there from the top, and then do the bottom one, so you'll always have that dry band in the middle where they wouldn't, you know,
Yeah. Otherwise it'll
interfere
just
with each
end
other.
up a mess. Yeah.
I think you'll enjoy it once you get, well, there'll be a lot of size.
Oh dear. Yes.
Yeah, I think I've done
It looks
quite a
really
good
good.
job there, really.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well, it's dry as it dries back, because you can see when I tap the paper, it's about half an inch away from the board in the middle. It's all doing.
I mean, that
Right.
dark bit could even be a row of hills, couldn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a bit like when you look across at Poole Harbour
Yeah.
from that Evening Hill or something like that. The one out in the distance, you
Yeah.
don't know what they are. You know that it's the Purbex, or is it?
Right. Well, have a go.
Yeah. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Paint it as a contemporary, you know, solid blue sky, the stick pointing up, and the pier groiny wave, whatever it is. At the
That's what
front.
Joyce would do, won't she?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. She's well, we all see it totally different. Be interesting to see what the reaction is of the person who
Took the picture.
took or manipulated the photo.
Yeah.
How'd you do that? You painted three pictures in one. Yeah. I think yeah. Oh, you'll be all right. If it was easy, they'd all be doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully we'll see Phil next week and
See what he does. Yeah.
yeah, bit of new blood.
Yeah.
We're international. We had Germany, Sylvia from Germany last week.
Don't know whether she enjoyed it or not, really. Don't know.
She, she's been used. She said she was been used to painting with gouache, and the sort of she's starting from base in watercolors, and she said she got a bit frustrated, you know, a bit impatient with the watercolors. So I did say to her, look, if you want sort of a one-to-one hour session on it, a specific, say I want to do the sky, I want to do this, a subject your own, just let me know. Time, I've got all the time in the world.
I think we all get frustrated, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I do. I mean, I was looking at this morning thinking, or yesterday thinking, I think I might be going a bit wild here. And then, like Gordy says, you start looking at the picture again, you think, hang on, I'm supposed to be a Photoshop expert, and this is like,
yeah, it's very good.
That's just the way I do it. I look at the things in the whole, in the round. That's what artists do. I think the bottom bit, just under the little whatever it is, would be nice to put a little spatter in, and so I might do that later.
Yeah.
Make it look a bit pebbly. But other than that, what do you want for an hour?
Yeah, that's good.
Well,
Takes me longer than an hour. What about you? Everybody else?
Me too.
well, you do it better. You do better than you think. Anyway, find me some more subjects.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Gordon will
like I
pick
say,
something really hard.
Paint
Paint my photo. Just
Yeah.
be careful where you get the image from, because that's why I like Paint My Photo. Or
Yeah.
Pixar Days, another one where they have pictures. You can just, that's what they're there for. They're copyright free.
Pixar Day. Right.
Right. What's for lunch today?
Oh,
I don't know.
don't think
Decided.
I got now there's a veggie sausage from last night. I'm gonna have that with tomato.
Oh, right.
Are they nice? Are they nice veggie sausages?
Yeah. I like this. These ones were okay.
Oh. Who's made
Yeah.
for that?
Just take a while to get the one that you like.
Yeah.
Well, they do vary a bit. But I don't think of it as a sausage. I think of it as just a savoury thing to put on your plate.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, that's a bit of a cheap vegetarians are emulating meat eaters' food," but that's rubbish. You gotta call it something.
That's it. Right, I'm going to go get Peter
Me
food.
too.
Okay,
yeah.
then. Well, good luck.
Yeah. See you all next week.
You can do it.
We can do it. Of course, we can.
Excellent.
Mm.
Yeah, have a good week,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, and you.
Okay,
Yeah.
then.
Anyway,
And
I've shown you
you.
how. I've
Thanks
shown
very
you how.
much, Dave.
You can get at least as good as me.
Oh.
Be nice, wouldn't it? We could.
Yeah.
They are.
Okay, then. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye for now.
My transistor radio comes from far away. But when it's not over here, blossom blooming in the mountain on the early spring. As we walked by the river and she softly took hold of my hand, it's when I fell deep in love with a girl made in Japan. In the dark of the night we would lay in Tokyo Bay, and the singing of the birds woke us up at the break of day. Well, her smiling eyes always seemed to try to understand all the love in my heart for the girl made in Japan. Well, my transistor radio comes from far away, and when it's night over here, over there, it's breaking day. Well, she cried when she said you've been promised to another man. That's when I left my heart to the girl made in Japan. Yes, my heart will always be with the girl made in Japan. Yes, my heart will always be with the girl made in Japan. That was take number 55. I lie, that was take number 1. Falling apart at the seams.